Welcome back to another episode of Catch This Now. This podcast is all about providing engaging topics that will educate you so you are enlightened with the tools and techniques that you can use to do the work on your journey to being the best version of yourself. I am your host, Tiffany Hodge, LMSW, and founder of Tiffany Empowers. And my hope is that you catch all of this now so you won't get caught up with it later. Let's do the work. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm super excited to start this February off with what we all are looking for. Well, most of us are anyway. We talking about love, y'all. I hope you all are excited. I hope you got your pen and your paper because this upcoming month we are gonna have some special guests on for 2 episodes, and then we're gonna wrap up the end of the month with a very special interview. And I'm super excited to have this opportunity to give you all this information. If this is your first time listening to my podcast, I'm super excited. Thank you for joining me. Make sure your notifications are on and you subscribe so you know when new episodes are coming out. I'm also excited to announce that some of us have a little difficult time maybe podcasting and knowing how to stream and all of these things. So if you are looking, or someone that you know may want to hear the podcast and don't know how to do it on their own, you can also refer them to find my podcast on YouTube at Tiffany Empowers. Every episode is there, and they are happy. Excuse me. They are happy right when they hear it, and they are able to subscribe and get all this good information that way. Or you can visit my website at tiffanyempowers.me and click on podcast at the top, and it will take you there. And all of the podcasts are also loaded there for you to listen. So, making sure that there are multiple ways that my audience can engage with me. Those are those. If you are catching this here on your favorite streaming services, I appreciate that. Make sure you are leaving comments and your notifications are on and you're downloading. I'm appreciating all of the love. Again, today we're going to do some basic definitions. If you know me, I love to define things before we jump into any other topic or episodes as we get ready to start this February off. And we're going to talk about dating, and we're going to talk about relationships because I think the definition has changed over time, but we're going to use just a basic one, and we're going to talk about some comparisons here. In the next upcoming episodes, I have some special guests that's going to give us information about their love and about their marriage, and so I'm super excited, and I'm just grateful that they decided to allow us into their personal world for a little bit. So make sure your notifications are on for that. If you are currently in therapy, please continue to seek therapy. My podcast or any information on YouTube or my website or wherever you're finding me is not a replacement for therapy. If you are seeking therapy or you're contemplating therapy, please continue to do that. And hopefully you hear something or you find something as you follow me on social media and through my website and all these other platforms that will help you make a decision to actually commit to getting the help that you need. Just know that I'm rooting for you and I'm proud of you for even thinking about it. And go ahead and do your best to make that next step so that you can live the life that you deserve to live, right? So, we're going to jump into two things here. We're going to define dating and relationships. I want us to be clear. So make sure you have your pen and your paper, and make sure you tell people that that's what we talking about. We going to give definitions, and we're going to compare the two, because I don't want you to think that when I am speaking of relationships, what I'm talking about is what's going on. A lot of it we are defining as relationships, but it's not, because one person may be involved and the other person ain't even, decided to commit to them. So let's define dating according to Webster, or my definition. Let me give you my definition of what dating is first. Dating is you're not really that serious. You're just talking. You may do social activities with a person or with a group. That's it. There is no physical or emotional exchange in dating. It's just intellect and information gathering, if you will. So, dating is just you might be serious, but you're not. And then I'm going to draw some parallels, or I'm going to draw some comparisons, if you will, to let you see, am I in a relationship or am I dating? Relationships are defined as you're the prime important in someone. You are it. You are the important person in this person's life. You are forsaking all others. Okay? You are in a relationship. And the goal for dating is to end up in a relationship. And the relationship, or dating, if you will, can help you define the form of the relationship. Is it going to be a marital relationship? That's what dating really should come to. Or are we going to be in a monogamous relationship? So, dating is just okay, we just getting to know each other on a informational basis, and we hang out with friends, or we don't. There is no physical involvement in dating. There is no emotional exchange in dating, people. Please, please, please. And excuse me, after a while, that dating should lead into what kind of relationship are we in? Are we going into a marital relationship, or are we going into a exclusive monogamous relationship? So I hope I have cleared up some confusion as it relates to, am I dating somebody or are we in a relationship? If not, I really do hope you got your pen this time, because I'm going to give you one, two, three, four areas that you can draw a parallel to see, am I dating him or her, or am I in a relationship with him or her? Okay, here we go. Communication is different when you are dating versus when you are in a relationship. Your communication in dating is just facts based only. It's limited. You get the basic info. You get the basic uh cell phone plan, if you will. It's just straight to the point. Is this is what you need to know, and it's very limited. I may share my intellect with you. What do I think about the moon and the stars and stuff like that? It's nothing emotional that I'm sharing with you. It's nothing, definitely nothing physical that I'm sharing with you. It's just basic level information if I am dating. If I'm in a relationship, like me and my husband, we are in a marital relationship and we communicate about everything. You talk about it all. You talk about, name it. You talk about finances. You're talking about emotion. So your vulnerability is low. That thing is lower. You're talking about what makes you tick. You're talking about how we're going to advance this marriage. How do we want to leave a legacy? What things do we want people to see when they say, man, look at those Hodges, what is it that they got going on? And it's the communication, where we are often talking about everything. You know, you don't talk about everything with people you're dating. Okay, you talk about everything with people you are in a monogamous relationship with, that is leading you to marriage, if that's what you desire. Everybody, I don't want to be married. Okay, but remember that the end goal, a few years ago is when you were dating was to end up in a marital relationship. So that's the terms of which I am talking. I know things have evolved, and you may be like, "Oh, she just old timey," but there are some things that I still believe, and I think should still reign true. And I do believe in the sanctity of marriage. That's just personal. But I want you to be able to draw the parallels between the two. Expectations. You can't go into dating expecting much. Okay, you want to go in there expecting that you just dating now. And I'm talking about myself and my spouse because I mean that's the only one I could talk about, right? You expect so much. I expect some things, and some of the things that I can expect can be ridiculous. And but here it is. When they are ridiculous, we can communicate about them. And because he's like, wait a minute, that's too far, or I may be like, wait a minute, that's too much, that's too far, and we can talk about what these expectations look like. And so that's the difference between when we're dating and when we're in a relationship. When you're dating, you're just, not much. I can't expect much, but maybe you pick me up on time. But I can't expect you to go put gas in the car, and I can't expect you to, pay my rent, and you can't do that, and you dating loves. That's not what dating is. You're just dating. Number three, your priorities, right? This is a big one that I find that happens with a lot of, especially young ladies that I speak with regularly. Is that when you're dating, you aren't really I'm not going to say what you're supposed to do, but you don't flake on what you already had set in place when you're dating. If you had, something set in place with your friends, and then, the person comes up, you need to, let them know that, hey, I already had something in place with my friends, or an activity or something going on with job or with your job, or in your community or your family. You don't want to flake on those obligations or those priorities that you've already set forth when you're dating, because mind you, there are no real expectations in dating. It's just dating, and it's really limited communication. So I really don't have to explain to you why I can't go. I'm just not going because I got something else to do, and it should be respected, right? On the other hand, when you are in a marital relationship, right, baby, you are really going to forsake everything: family, friends, even work. Yes, I said it. That family is not number one anymore. It's that spouse. It's that person. I know people aren't gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you the truth. You become, and I said that marital on purpose, because that is the duty of both people, to make sure that that person is taken care of. That is the prime importance. Even before them children. Yes, I said children. Or children. Yes, yes. You have to put that spouse before anything. You know what I'm saying? And okay, yeah, I know I'm gonna have to like, well, not God. I agree, because both of you should have a reverence for God if that's what you believe in. A lot of people aren't believing, and that's okay. We're not here to discuss religion or spiritual preferences here. I just want to put that out because I know somebody's going to say, well, not before God. Okay, there we go. So I've settled that. And last but definitely not least, commitment. There is no commitment in dating. I'm just going over the differences between dating and relationships as we prep for our next three episodes here. There's a difference between commitment in dating and relationships here. If you're dating, there is no commitment. Maybe, we commit to going on the date on Friday at 9 a.m. or p.m., right? But other than that, that's it. There is none. There is no commitment in dating. You are simply just getting to know somebody. You're not necessarily serious. You're just, shooting the breeze, if you will, or you're just courting. That's what they used to call it, right, back in the day. But courting would lead into you're doing this in order to end up in a marital relationship. And same thing with dating. A lot of people are dating because they want to be in a monogamous relationship, and then that monogamous relationship turns into a marital relationship. And your commitment when you are married or you're in those relationships is you have invested time, energy, all of that, your patience. You've invested everything you got in a relationship. You don't invest that much when you're dating. You just make sure you get to the date on time. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you all have written those things down and the differences here. And I hope you've gotten some enlightenment here as to what you're doing, especially as a single female or as a single male. What is it that you're doing? Am I dating everybody or am I in a relationship with everybody? And the big thing that I want you to take away from this is I said nothing physical going on in dating. And I know we live in a society that is so physical, but being physical and emotional with people that we aren't really necessarily supposed to be taking serious leads us into the things that we are in. It leads to children that are unwanted. It leads to domestic violence disputes. It leads to all types of things because it was never meant to supposed to go this far. But when we entangle ourselves physically with people, when we are just supposed to be getting to know them on a informational basis, some things we can prevent. And just knowing the difference between dating and a relationship, I hope this clears up something, any misconceptions or confusion that you may have about it. If you have any questions wherever you are streaming this or listening to this, please leave it in the comment box below. I would love to engage with you about this topic. If it's a topic that you would like for me to talk about, please you can leave it also in the comment box below as well. Next week, I hope you join me as we introduce a married couple, the McMillans, that will be with us for the next two episodes, and we're gonna get into their marriage. And I hope you find it engaging and enlightening, and you take something away from it. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you have subscribed wherever you are. I would love to connect with you outside of this podcast, so you can join my monthly newsletter to stay in the loop about any upcoming virtual events, savings, and other fun stuff by visiting my website at tiffanyempowers.me. You can find me on all social media as well by searching my name. Until next time, please stay engaged, continue to educate yourself, and embrace the enlightenment as it comes.